I could actually hear the glistening. It was a combination of thin glass gently clattering and the sunlight twinkling across your lovely skin. I knelt down upon my knees to get a better view. There were hundreds, no, thousands, of frost, moth-like fairies, all facing the same direction. Their miniature wings extended behind them as if ready for takeoff, or perhaps just landing. How glad and lucky was I to have been in that exact moment in time to see the field of frosted fairies. Their bodies were made of paper-thin, feathery snowflake skin. Everything was white, but it's the cold white that glimmers a winter's blue when gazed upon in certain light. The thing I remember most about growing up in the country with my country living and loving mother, especially at night, were our affinity for oil lamps. My mother has a beautiful collection of oil lamps, as I do now too. I'm not sure why we both love the old-fashioned way of living as much as we do. It's something we shared for as long as I can remember. The oil lamps would never be left to burn for long, but a half hour or hour would be long enough. To sit in the dark beside an oil-burning lantern fills me with a nostalgic remembrance of home and my mother's love, a feeling of safety, belonging, comfort, nurturance, and peace. The thing I remember most about that night was our bravery and the mysterious sounds of the coyotes. I can't recall what provoked our sense of adventure. I just remember getting bundled up in our winter attire and setting off to walk in the night under the moonlight. It must have been nearly midnight. It was my daughter, her friend, my grandson, and myself. My grandson fell asleep in my arms on the walk, and us three girls took turns, carrying him until we made it back home. We walked the green path that leads to the country airstrip. I think we did the full loop. I remember it being cold, and we had on warm coats and hats, but I don't remember snow. We huddled close to each other, looping our arms for safety. The nighttime sounds were creepy but provoking a sense of fascination and wonder in us all. It was scarier than I had imagined, but because we were all together and I was the oldest, I felt braver than if I had been alone. I actually don't think I could have done it if I were alone. Having them with me gave me the gumption to go and keep going. We lived in a centennial house on 100 acres of land. Wildlife was all around us in all directions. The full moon was our only light. Our eyes adjusted just fine, and the cold, dark night became bright enough for us to see what we needed to see, which was the dim, moonlit path and the encircling darkness of the forest and field. We were exhausted by the time we got back to the house, but proud of our perseverance. I'll always remember the time me and the 3 children ventured out into the cold, dark night for a moonlit adventure, braving our fears. We survived the quest with an experiential wisdom to know things aren't as scary as our minds make them seem, and together we can do more than what we dare to do alone. How can something so common, that which we see nearly every day, or rather every night, still be a mystery? It goes to show me that just seeing something or someone doesn't equate to knowing them. I mean, I see many things, most things, and don't fully know them. The same is true for touch, smell, taste, sound, and any other way I attempt at knowing something. Am I a mystery? Is everything a mystery? So we live within a mystery and spend a lot of wasted time assuming we know, when we could step outside and look up at the starry sky, mystery seeing mystery, and revel in the great expansive unknown. Interesting that as soon as I release knowing, I suddenly know I don't know anything. And life continues to be an explosion of great mysteries. I wonder where not knowing will lead. I'll enjoy a life of pure fascination in a beautiful world of endless curiosities. Is it just me, or are the stars twinkling a little brighter now? Maybe it's me and the lens in which I see. Mystery seeing mystery, you and me, brightening up the galaxy. I've been reflecting upon the woman I am today. Not yesterday or in childhood, but she who is now. So much of my surroundings reflect my childhood, beautiful and comforting as it is, but not reflective of the growing elder I am. It's difficult to see who I am now. It's easier to see that which I was and even that which perhaps I'll be. But the she that is here now is a mystery. I look into the mirror as if perhaps I'll catch a glimpse in her stare. I close my eyes and feel her flesh. Perhaps I'll find her beneath the layers, or tickle her awake as I caress the surface. I breathe deeply, trying to take in her scent. I listen silently. She tastes of subtle oceanic water. The truth is, she is still youthful, soft and supple. She is in between child and crone. She has weathered many storms and set fire to her passions. She has softened her righteousness and humbled her convictions. Yet still she dreams. Not all of her pursuits have flourished, but many have. She still is picking ripe fruit from her vines. It was just 4 days ago that she went sledding with a friend, smiling from ear to ear, laughing and having fun, even wiping out in the end. Today, she is babying a slipped or bruised rib and tailbone from her childlike shenanigans. Her body isn't as resilient as it once was, but her spirit sure is. I enjoy the thought, who am I now? Not who I was or who will I become, but who is here now? This inspires me to be present and devoted to she who is ever unfolding in this unique and divine moment, revealing of the woman/mystery that is me. I just want to say that if you've made it this far, thank you. Thank you for being here and witnessing my journey. There is something deeply nurturing about sharing personal reflections and sacred moments openly with friends and strangers, and allowing you to witness my story unfolding. It's also deeply enjoyable and insightful to go back and get a glimpse of where I was during different seasons of my own life. I've always kept journals. Writing is where I find solace and connection. Nature walks are also on the list, as are meditations and reading poetry. YouTube has been a creative way for me to share all my loves in one place, or at least clumsily attempt to do so. I thrive in solitude while learning to balance that within community reciprocity. I am asked over again, how else can people get to know you if you don't share yourself with the world? When we shine our heart's light, people can see us. And when you shine your light, people can find you too. Together we can light up our shared planet and grow in healthy and harmonious unity. I love that this doesn't require us being the same or believing or even liking all the same things. Diversity is fuel for growth and change. These videos are a glimpse into my personal, unfolding, and ever-growing spiraling life. It's an honor to share, and my hope is that my heart light connects with the light inside your heart. And when you comment, you share a glimpse of your light within this community space. Like candles from all over the world, we acknowledge, I see you. I'm wishing you a healthy 2025 and space for your presence in the here and now.